Sound? It's okay, Papis? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this post-match press conference. England-Senegal, match won by Senegal 3-1. And we are along with the coach of Senegal, Pape Chow, who is going to answer your questions in about 10 minutes. First of all, Coach, the first question I'm going to ask you is to know what is your take on this match you have just won to England. Coach, votre impression, quelle lecture vous faites de ce match que vous venez de remporter contre l'Angleterre?
Bonsoir à tout le monde. Déjà, avant tout, féliciter mes joueurs avec l'état d'esprit qu'ils ont montré. Et vraiment, ils ont montré qu'ils voulaient gagner ce match. Et aussi, bravo à cette équipe anglaise qui a montré de belles choses. Et surtout, quand on regarde au début de match, on était bien en place, on avait la balle. Mais sur une action, ils nous ont montré que c'est une grande équipe de classe mondiale. Donc nous, on a su revenir bien comme il faut, avec un bon état d'esprit, et pour avant la mi-temps d'égaliser. Et après la deuxième mi-temps aussi, être bien en place. Ça nous a permis de marquer 2 buts et pour remporter ce match qu'on voulait vraiment gagner. Et quand on est arrivé ici sur cette terre anglaise, je dirais même cette belle terre anglaise, terre de football, on voulait faire quelque chose et on l'a réussi. Et bravo aux joueurs et bravo à notre fédération qui a mis tous les moyens et aussi notre État pour avoir ce genre de match.
Merci. So, translation, please.
Okay, so first of all, good evening, everyone. The first thing I'd like to do is to congratulate my players for the tremendous performance and mindset that they showed out on the pitch today. I think that from the very beginning they set out to display that they wanted to win. Well done to England as well, who showed some good form in certain periods of the game. We felt we were on top right at the beginning, and then all of a sudden they hit us really hard, scored a goal, and we went 1-0 down. So we came back. I think we showed a great mentality. We came back, managed to equalise just before half-time. And then in the second half, we were able to impose our own game a little bit more, scored the 2 goals in order to win what was a great victory for us. It was great to be able to win here. It's a country imbued with football. It's all about football here. So I'd like to say well done to all of my players, congratulate them, but also congratulate our FA for bringing us here and for our country for enabling us to play this kind of a game.
Thanks. Well, questions? Oui, au fond, questions, oui.
Oui, bonjour coach, félicitations. C'est vraiment les Sportivi. Alors, soirée parfaite, soirée des records, 22 matchs consécutifs sans défaite. Première nation africaine à gagner contre l'Angleterre. Alors, c'est quoi le secret pour concocter ce cocktail vraiment qui a plu sur le terrain, en dehors, pour créer cette alchimie autour de cette équipe? C'est quoi le secret?
First and foremost, well done on tonight's performance. Historic performance, a record-breaking performance, in fact. That now makes it 22 games without defeat, and you're also the first African team to beat England as well. So what is it that you've done? What's the secret? What's the secret ingredients? What have you put into this team to enable them to perform like they did this evening and achieve such a great result?
Oui, bonsoir Ibrahima et merci. Je pense que dans le football, il n'y a pas de secret. Donc, je pense qu'il y a eu un travail qui a été bien fait par les joueurs avec un état d'esprit incroyable. Et face à une telle équipe qui était l'Angleterre, qui est une belle équipe. Et nous, on avait des objectifs. L'objectif, déjà, c'est de ne pas perdre parce qu'on était sur 21 matchs sans perdre. Et aussi, c'est un match amical, comme je l'ai dit à la conférence de presse précédente. Ces matchs servent à essayer, à corriger et à réajuster des choses. Et je pense qu'aujourd'hui, il y a eu de très bonnes choses. Faut qu'on les garde. Aussi, il y a des choses qui sont aussi qu'on doit corriger. Et c'est quelque chose de bien. Et maintenant, on continue notre chemin. Et on a 2 matchs très importants qui arrivent au mois de juin. Et pour moi, c'est là-bas qu'on doit se concentrer maintenant.
Well, this is football, so I don't think there's any secrets in football, really. But what we did, more than anything else, was that we worked really hard and we showed great attitude on the pitch against a very good England team, top-class opposition. Our aim when we went on the pitch was not to lose, because we wanted to maintain our 21-match unbeaten streak and take it to 22 matches. As I said in the previous press conference, it was a friendly game, and friendly games are times, I think, to try things out, to make little corrections, adjustments, and I think certainly this evening we did lots of things well. Still some things to improve upon as well, but now in a couple of months we've got two big World Cup qualifying games coming up, and so our focus is now going to be on those games.
Okay, thanks. Next, gentleman right there. Yeah, Balde. Balde, allez-y.
So, yeah, congratulations on what can only be described as a very prestigious victory here in Nottingham this evening. A little bit like what you did 2 years ago when you beat Brazil. How important is it for your team and for teams like Senegal to play against these top-class nations and to get the kind of experience and ultimately, of course, as you did tonight, to win? How important is it?
Oui, je dirais, pour jouer contre ces grandes nations, c'est bien, parce que ça permet de se mesurer. Et surtout que nous, notre objectif, c'est de se qualifier à la Coupe du Monde. Donc, on sait qu'on fera face à ces genres d'équipes qui sont des grandes nations du football. Aujourd'hui, maintenant, ce genre de match, c'est bien, parce que ça nous permet de tirer les enseignements. Et il y a beaucoup à tirer là-dessus, surtout sur ce match. Et on va y travailler. Là, je laisse les joueurs savourer, partir en vacances tranquillement, parce qu'ils ont fait vraiment un bon boulot avec un état d'esprit exceptionnel. Et je tenais à les féliciter, à les encourager, surtout de garder ça, parce que c'est très, très important.
Okay, thanks. Or the translation. Okay.
Of course, it's really important to play against the big teams because it enables us to gauge our level more than anything else. And we also know that if we're successful in our attempts to qualify the World Cup, then these are the kind of teams that we hope to be up against when we get to the World Cup. So it's really important, these kind of games. It's important to learn lots of things which we did tonight. We'll be continuing to work on many of those different elements. But for the time being, I would like my players to really enjoy this victory, to savour the moment. They've worked really hard to achieve this victory. So congratulations to them. And then we'll be on to the next few games.
Okay, we're going to take 2 more questions. One hand right there. Okay, gentlemen. Yeah.
Le côté gauche du Sénégal a été très bien huilé aujourd'hui, contrairement au côté droit. Qu'est-ce que vous avez en plan pour faire à l'avenir? Deuxième question, je vais poser ça en anglais. You managed to match up England in the midfield. How do you manage to do that?
Au milieu de terrain, vous étiez égal à l'Angleterre. Et vos joueurs étaient placés dans les mêmes endroits que les joueurs anglais. Donc, comment vous avez fait ça?
Oui, je pense on a des joueurs, on est fort dans tous les compartiments du terrain et parfois, surtout au milieu, on est très très fort. Aujourd'hui, on l'a montré sur ce match et au fil des matchs, on voit que ça grandit, les joueurs trouvent leur marque. Aussi, il y a des automatismes parce que à un moment donné, il y a eu des joueurs qui jouent plus ensemble. Donc, je pense que c'est très important. Mais après, si vous me dites que aussi, sur la première question, notre côté gauche a plus fonctionné, je pense que le côté droit. Après, c'est sûr que sur leur jeu se basait sur l'autre côté. Nous, sur notre jeu, on pouvait le mettre aussi sur le côté opposé parce qu'ils ont un côté fort. et comme chaque équipe. Et nous, je pense qu'aujourd'hui, notre côté gauche a bien fonctionné. Aussi, le côté droit a bien fait le rôle qu'on les a demandé et ça a payé. Aujourd'hui, c'est la victoire d'une équipe, la victoire d'un groupe qui s'est sacrifié, qui ont montré de belles choses. Et je pense que ça, on doit le garder parce que c'est pour gagner des matchs de haut niveau, on a besoin de tout le monde.
Amdi Faye.
Excusez-moi, hein, et aussi
yeah,
Amdi, c'est un frère.
Ah oui, bon,
C'est un frère qu'on a joué ensemble et aussi je profite là parce qu'on échange beaucoup. Je profite là de lui passer le bonjour. Ok.
Okay, so there are several questions. First and foremost, the gentleman was very impressed by the performance, and he was speaking just after the game now with a former teammate of the coach, Andy, who played for Newcastle and Southampton, if I'm not very much mistaken. Portsmouth, yeah, so a whole series of... Okay. So, as you've heard, he played in the quarterfinal against Sweden as well, this chap. And he was particularly impressed by how good Senegal were this evening on the left, and was wondering how you're going to try and balance that out a little bit more and be strong on the right as well. And the coach replied that, of course, yeah, he's really nice to hear the praise coming from his former teammate, and he's a good friend of his, and he's really pleased to hear that. But the answer to the question is, and then there was another question about how did you match up England in the midfield, because you seem to be able to do that today really well. And the answer to that is that I think we're strong in all areas. And today we were especially strong in the middle. I think that some of our players have been growing into the game a lot more. They're beginning to click together, possibly, of course, well, almost certainly because they're playing together a lot more. And then the answer to your question about whether we played more on the left or the right, I think we felt at one point that England was stronger down one side, so we'd go down the other side. And I'm sure that that's how teams do play. They try to take advantage of strengths and the opposition's strengths or weaknesses. But ultimately, this was all about a team victory. And I think that's important to say that the team deserves it today, but they deserved it as a team.
Thanks. We're going to take the last question. Yes. Yeah.
Bonjour. Oui, le bilan, bon, je pense qu'on a...
Okay, or you'll ask the question after. Okay.
Yeah, the question was, so what's your kind of like trying to draw a few conclusions perhaps from the two friendly games that you've played in Ireland and in England, and a few words perhaps on the new players that you've been feeding into the team.
Oui, le bilan c'est plutôt positif parce que là sur 6 points on en prend 6, donc c'est bien, même si on pouvait faire mieux, mais maintenant c'est comme ça, on va continuer à travailler. Après les nouveaux joueurs ont apporté, ont montré de belles choses et maintenant c'est un groupe. Je pense que pour intégrer dans ce groupe c'est tellement facile que quand on est nouveau on sent même pas qu'on est nouveau. Et c'est quelque chose qui facilite l'intégration des nouveaux. Et je pense qu'une fois qu'un joueur il arrive dans l'équipe du Sénégal, il n'a plus envie de repartir. Donc c'est quelque chose de bien. Et ça, faut en féliciter surtout les cadres de l'équipe qui intègrent bien les joueurs qui viennent d'arriver et aussi et tout le groupe.
So yeah, I think overall I can only say that my view is that it's been a positive couple of games. Quite clearly, there are always things that we can do better, and we'll be working on that to improve in the future. In terms of your question about the new players, then I think, yeah, we've been able to bring some new players through. We're trying to help them to feel at home within the team. So that they don't feel like newbies anymore. They feel like part and parcel of the group. And of course, once you play for your national team, once you play for Senegal, you're never going to want to leave the squad. You're going to want to stay part of it. And that's the kind of spirit that we're hoping to give to them. And I'd also like to congratulate all my staff as well for the way in which they've helped to integrate and bring on board the new players.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you also for welcoming us in this beautiful City Ground Stadium. Thank you.
Thank you.
microphone? No, cool, yeah. What's that? Who'd like to start? Tom. Yeah.
In your TV interview, you said you felt the team felt a bit frozen. What do you mean exactly by that?
I felt us more lively when we were 2-1 behind. I felt us in possession, with stuck, and we were not moving enough we were not brave enough to pass through the gaps. We were not free enough to control balls under pressure. For the most part of the first half, we had, I think, half ball possession, but our ball possession was mainly in the own half or around the middle line. Our chances came from transition after ball wins, which is not a problem. We had 2 big chances to go 2-0 up even. We didn't take them. But the reaction after 2-1 just showed me that suddenly I saw what I see on the training ground. We are able to do double movements. We are able to find combinations. We have better distance to each other. We find better combinations with more fluidity. We go through gaps. We have chances with back heels. We have suddenly creativity that we were struggling with before. Still, I think it's our responsibility to lose the match due to 2 very, very cheap goals that we conceded. We're not happy with the result. I'm okay with the reaction that we showed. I think we equalized and had chances to equalize, big chances, and to turn maybe the match around. We didn't, so the result is the result. And it is, like I said, it is a learning. And it is a tough learning at the moment because we hate to lose. But that's what it is. And we use this test. Everyone who played deserved to play. I am 100% convinced of that. And we need to see the players under these kind of conditions against one of the top 20 teams in the world to be smarter after.
Jonathan.
Senegal clearly have some good attacking players, but you look very open and it's quite easy for them to get chances to go through you right from the start. What was your thoughts about
Yeah, they started very well. We had big problems in the duels, in the one-on-one duels. They were superior to us. It took us a long time to get a foot into duels and to step up towards the athleticism and the physicality in one-on-one duels. 100%, I agree. When we did, we straight away could get dangerous in offensive counterattacks. But yeah, that was a point where we were like second best over a long period in the first half. Second half, I found us then in control suddenly. I don't know if it was easier to play from right to left today, because then we were in control. We dominated the match in ball possession and made it a bit easier to also be closer to the man. We said it in halftime that we need to step up in the one-on-one duels, in the physicality, in the 50-50 challenges. We need to step up and win these balls for us. And then we conceded in a moment where it was absolutely not coming, and were on the back foot. But still, I like the reaction. I like the energy that came from the bench and the quality. And the players were ready to turn it around, but it did not happen.
Andy Dunn.
Thomas, I know you addressed this in the TV interview as well, but obviously Ivan Toney only came on right towards the end. He didn't look particularly happy on the bench. He has said before, he said in the last summer that he finds it difficult and finds it sort of hard to come on that late. He feels it's a bit harsh for him to come on that late in the game. But what was in your thinking not to bring him on earlier, for example, when he took Harry off?
No, that was too early. And Morgan, we wanted to play there with Morgan Rogers, more fluid, much more physical player. I think it was too early for Ivan, because the game, just that we said, was so physical. Opponent was very physical, and we were not close enough to the goal consistently to get his strengths into play. That is my view of the game. And then later on, we created big chances with Morgan Rogers and Ebbs and Morgan Gibbs-White, So we were there, we equalized, and then we tried to bring him on for kind of a special task to be in the end in the box and use his experience in finishing. For me, he is on this kind of level a player that needs to be in the box and needs to be in and very, very close to the box. And in the moment earlier where we had the changes, we were not so close in the box. It was more an open game. It was a lot of intensity needed against the ball to get into a higher pressing situation because we struggled on the ball. So we wanted to bring more bodies into the opponent's half to play a higher pressing. And that we chose different players for that.
Dom Smith.
Tom still probably hoped and expected that these last two matches would have gone better than they have done.
Yeah, sure.
Would you have potentially learned less if they had gone swimmingly well? Would you maybe learn more?
No. It would have been nice. Then we would have been a step ahead. So now we go into a long break with bad feeling and with a loss, which is not, simply not nice, and which is not what we wanted. No, I'm not. I will never be glad for a loss, and I'm glad for tough tests and for challenges. So we wanted to feel the quality of a top 20 team. We felt the quality, individual quality, and of Senegal. We felt what it means to them. I heard them in the dressing room before the match. I heard them in the dressing room after the match. So we know, and then you know exactly what it means to them to play against us, and how much joy they express, and if they make this happen. So it's the right thing to test. It's the right thing to challenge. Of course, we demand a lot of ourselves, and I demand a lot of myself, and we wanted to play better against Andorra, and we wanted to do better today. Not everything was bad today. The result is absolutely not what we wanted, but it is in the moment a learning, a tough learning, like you said, and still a learning.
Okay, three more. Matt Law.
Thomas, you said everybody deserved to play today.
Yeah.
Why did Kyle Walker deserve to play? He had a very difficult end to the season at AC Milan. Manchester City aren't taking him to the Club World Cup, and he had a very difficult evening tonight. So why did Kyle Walker deserve to play?
Because it counts also what he did in first camp. He played 2 strong matches for us. Both matches were good. He was a regular player for long at AC Milan. Then he broke his elbow, came back very early and struggled to get the rhythm. Once we saw him in camp, he trained on highest level. I felt him very composed. I felt him very proud to be in camp. He took responsibility, helped everyone out, and pushed the standards and the level. So I think he deserved to play. That's why he played.
James.
Yeah, I see the lack of rhythm, and I see the lack of rhythm clearly. I see the lack of rhythm. I see the lack of rhythm in misjudgments, in duels, and in anticipation. Of course, I see that. That is maybe also the nature of a tune camp, and of a player that you say correctly has not every minute in his legs lately in the last matches because of injury and struggled to come back in the contract situation that he was just on loan. But we cannot make our judgment on a decision based in the future if Man City takes him to the Club World Cup or not.
James Ollie.
Thomas, I know you've been asked a lot about the weight of the shirt and the sort of psychological aspect.
Yeah.
Now you look back at these first 4 games, is that a bigger issue than maybe you thought it was when you took the job?
Not so sure what it means, this weight of the shirt. I think expectations come naturally with the results and the success that Gareth had with the group and with England. England was now regular in quarterfinals, finals, semi-finals. It comes with it. I just said you feel how the opponents approach matches against that, what it means to them to beat us, to compete with us, and to beat us. I heard it because my changing room was next to the dressing room of Senegal. And I just asked myself, would we have celebrated in the same manner? And I asked myself, would I have been the first one in the dressing room and scream England and knock my fist on some boxes. And would the players then have joined, or would they just have thought, well, what's wrong with the gaffer? It's just a friendly match. He needs to calm down. Okay, I exaggerate a little bit, but I include myself. I don't think that our players would be so happy and so excited about it, and not because they are not, but just maybe because they demand it from themselves, and maybe the history, the latest history brings it with it that they think that everything is normal, and we need to win, and we need to win in style, and we need to win comfortably, and we need to beat everyone, and it needs to look easy, and we want to be exciting, and everything mixed together. And it feels like a little bit that it holds us down, because I feel this, I see the smile, I see the liveliness in training. That's why I also tell you pretty much all the time that I'm excited about what I see, and that I have strong belief in what we can do. But we miss in the moment the translation to the pitch. There is another detail into it that exactly from my point of view on the sideline, and maybe I have to also review it, but we had our best and most exciting and most lively phase after we were 2-1 down, and that just shows me that maybe for some players it was like, okay, nothing to lose anymore, nothing to hold on to, and nothing to be too tight. And suddenly we found gaps, suddenly we found turns, suddenly we had one-on-ones that we could win offensively and go through gaps and have runs and shorter distances.
Finish you, Simon Page.
Tomorrow marks a year today to the World Cup starting.
Yeah.
Obviously, the fans have enjoyed more ups and downs in the last 8 years. Is the key message now not to panic?
100%, yes, 100%. We lost a test match, so there's no need to panic. We have 3 qualification games. We have 9 points and not conceded. And we will be competitive, in September. We will go for 2 more victories, 100%. We know more now. We are smarter. It is tough at the moment. I'm the first one to dislike and hate losses like nothing else. But it's not next week. We don't go next week to the World Cup. We go in 1 year. And I think by nature it will get more competitive in the nomination process and in the demands for the players to be nominated and to be with us in September, October, November, because of the density, because we enter then a World Cup season. I think this comes by nature, and from there we go.
Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.